Welcome. Ukrainian generals demand reinforcements. What is happening on their fronts? It became known what was happening on the battlefields of the Russian special operation in Ukraine by this hour. Military experts have called Kleshchiivka the hottest point of the front over the past hours. This settlement near Bakhmut is important for Russian defense, and the APU is being thrown into a bloody meat grinder wave after wave. With losses, the enemy is advancing. South of Bakhmut, the enemy managed to gain a foothold on the heights adjacent to Kleshchiivka at the cost of significant losses. At the moment, fierce fighting is taking place on the outskirts of the settlement, Rybor reports. The Telegram channel 2 Majors confirms the information. The enemy throws armored vehicles into battle, actively uses drones for reconnaissance and strikes. There are shooting battles. South of Andriivka, the enemy is also increasing activity. Heavy fighting is also taking place in other sectors of the front. The situation is most successful for the Russian army in the Kupiansk direction. Here the Ukrainian nationalists managed to seriously push back. Military experts report a breakthrough of the first lines of defense of the armed forces of Ukraine up to kilometers deep and up to kilometers along the front. The Ukrainian military is demanding reinforcements and is not very successful in counterattacking. At the Serovsky site, Ukrainian formations are trying to advance in small groups on the positions of Russian troops west of Kermezinovka. All attempts of the enemy to advance are successfully suppressed by concentrated artillery and small arms fire, Rybor's experts report. On the Zaporozhye front, the reflection of the APU offensive continues in the Orikhovsky direction and in the area of Pyatykatog. This text was voiced using Yandex Cloud Speak Ticket. The intensification of the enemy's attacks did not lead him to success. The enemy is suffering losses in manpower and equipment from the actions of our artillery anti-tankers. Aviation and kamikaze drones, which by the end of yesterday led to a decrease in the activity of the armed forces of Ukraine, the Telegram channel 2 Majors describes the situation. In the Zaporozhye direction, the APU changed the vector of attacks in the Pubic area. From Fol, where Russian troops have a fortified area, to Lugovoy. With powerful artillery support, the APU also advanced northeast of Robotin. There is a similar tactic here, bypassing fortified areas, War Gonzo reports. Unsuccessful attempts of counterattacks of the armed forces of Ukraine in other directions south of Donetsk near Kherson. Meanwhile, mutual shelling of remote military targets continues. Voiced by Yandex Cloud Speak Ticket. Kyiv has again launched a drone strike according to a number of military experts, Storm Shadow missile wings on Crimea. It is known about getting into an ammunition depot, but as the Crimean authorities assured, there were no casualties as a result of the emergency. Most of the Ukrainian drones were shot down by air defense forces or disabled with the help of electronic warfare systems. An attempt to attack the APU of Moscow ended just as unsuccessfully. Only 2 drones flew to the capital, were hit by electronic warfare systems, and crashed anywhere. There were no casualties. In an office high-rise and a residential building, windows were broken and the roof was damaged. Russian retaliatory strikes against the Ukrainian infrastructure are much more powerful. The port of Reni in the Odessa region was shelled, grain hangars and cargo platforms were disabled.